Your database just found one row out of 100 million in 2.7 milliseconds. That's faster than a single frame of this video renders. Here's what actually happened. Your query hit an index, which is basically a sorted cheat sheet living in RAM. Instead of scanning 100 million rows, like flipping through every page of a phone book, it jumped straight to page 47,293 using a B-tree structure. Read 4 pages total, done. Okay, so let's start with why databases need indexes at all. Imagine you're looking for Sarah Martinez in a phone book with 100 million names. If the book isn't sorted, you have to flip through every single page. That's called a full table scan, and it's a nightmare. At 1,000 names per second, you'd be there for 27 hours. But wait, what if the phone book is sorted alphabetically? Now you can do something way smarter. You open to the middle. Too far? Go halfway back. Too early? Go halfway forward. That's binary search, and it turns 27 hours into about 26 jumps. But databases do something even better. Here's the thing. Databases don't just sort the phone book. They build a separate index card system. Think of it like this. The actual data lives in a giant filing cabinet. That's your table. But you also have a small box of index cards on your desk. That's your index. Each card says Sarah Martinez, Cabinet 5, Drawer 47, page 293. So when you search for Sarah, you don't touch the filing cabinet yet. You flip through the index cards first, which are sorted, tiny, and fit in your hand. Find Sarah's card in 3 seconds. Then walk to the cabinet and grab only that one page. That's how databases work. The index is small and fast. The table is big and slow. Now, here's where it gets wild. Databases keep indexes in RAM whenever possible. RAM is like keeping those index cards on your desk instead of in a drawer. Your desk? Instant access. The drawer? You gotta stand up, walk over, pull it open. That's disk storage. RAM is 100,000 times faster than disk. So when you run a query, the database checks the index in RAM, finds the address of your data, then makes one trip to disk to grab the actual row. It's like knowing exactly which drawer to open before you even stand up. But wait, how does the index itself stay fast when it has millions of entries? This is where B-trees come in. A B-tree is like a decision tree for finding stuff. Imagine a library with 100 million books. At the entrance, there's a sign. A to M, go left. N to Z, go right. You go left. Next sign. A to F, left. G to M, right. You go right. Next sign. G to I, left. J to M, right. 4 decisions later, you're at the exact shelf. That's a B-tree. Each decision cuts the search space in half, or actually in hundreds. A B-tree with 100 million entries? You only need to check about 4 levels. 4 pages. Done. Here's what actually happens when you run select star where ID equals 47,293. Step 1. Database checks the root node of the B-tree index. That's 1 page read. It says, your ID is between 10,000 and 100,000? Go to child node B. Step 2. Read child node B. It says, between 40,000 and 50,000? Go to child node B5. Step 3. Read B5. It says, between 47,000 and 48,000? Go to leaf node B5C. Step 4. read leaf node B5C. There's your row. 4-page reads, 2.7 milliseconds. The database never touched the other 99,999,996 rows. Now, indexes sound perfect, right? So why not index everything? Here's the catch. Every time you insert a new row, the database has to update every index on that table. It's like adding a new person to the phone book. You got to print a new index card, figure out where it goes alphabetically, and slide it into the box. If you have 10 indexes, that's 10 index cards to update. So indexes make reads faster, but writes slower. That's why you don't index every column, only the ones you search by. ID? Always indexed. Email? Probably. Random notes field? Nah. The composite index trick. Target 46 seconds. But wait, what if you search by 2 things at once? Like select star, where last name equals Martinez, and city equals Austin. If you only have an index on last name, the database finds all the Martinezes, maybe 50,000 people, then scans through them looking for Austin. That's slow. So databases let you build composite indexes, an index on both columns together. It's like sorting the phone book by last name first, then by city within each last name. Now the database jumps straight to Martinez Austin in one shot. Game changer. The covering index hack. Target 43 seconds. Here's a pro move. Sometimes the index itself contains all the data you need. Let's say your index stores ID and email. If your query is select email where ID equals 47,293, the database finds the answer in the index and never touches the actual table. That's called a covering index because the index covers the entire query. It's like the index card has Sarah's phone number written on it, so you don't need to open the filing cabinet at all. Databases love this. 0 disk reads, pure RAM speed. So that's how databases find one row out of 100 million in under 3 milliseconds. Indexes living in RAM. B-trees cutting the search space by hundreds at each level. 4-page reads instead of 100 million. It's not magic. It's just really smart filing systems. But here's the thing we didn't talk about. What happens when you don't have an index? Or when your query is so weird the database can't use one? That's when the query planner steps in, and it makes decisions that would make a chess grandmaster sweat. We're breaking that down next.